Hello. What's up, everybody? Yeah, boy. Pawnda Rapid Arena. Arena. Pawnda Rapid Arena. I used to do those. I would type in arena and then it would have arena. Alright. Standard arena protocol. Standard arena protocol tonight. 2.5 hours of casual 10-0 arena. Schieberspieler, Sparkle Horse, Aldisto, Saids. Let's get some players because we got some very strong top three. Mr. Coffee, you be working? I don't know, man. I mean, my team has like 500, 600 people in it. How is it possible? And only 40 of them have like canceled messages. How is it possible we only have 8 players? We gotta start doing, I guess, occasional. Yeah, we're gonna start something. Doing other stuff. The volume. You see, I don't understand. The volume a tad. Turn up the volume a tad. I don't understand. Maybe that's the problem. Okay. Yeah. Hello? How about now? Does that help? Did that help? My computer doesn't show any sign of an audio issue. You can turn up the volume, man. You turn up the volume on your side. But I did notice it, man. To be fair. And when I go to audios, let's see, sound settings or something? Audio settings? Microphone? Your cloud storage is full. Screw you. Sound, volume levels, that should be in there. Volume 25%. Choose device for speaking, blah blah. Yeah, it's down to 88. That sneaky Microsoft did it again. They snuck it in there, turned it down to 88, dude. They keep doing that. Why am I the only person in the world who has this happen? I don't know. I have like a standard version of Windows. It happens on both these laptops. You guys don't have this where Microsoft just like default setting goes down to 88%? Well, I guess if you're not streaming, you wouldn't realize. Every, I don't know, month or so. Nice to see Schieberspieler. Happy summer. Happy Hungarian solstice. Andrew Solstice. Schieberspieler. No, I saw the volume was weird in the feed, in the mixer. It looked low, but I wasn't sure. But you never know. I think maybe it happens when I unplug my microphone. I had unplugged it and then plugged it back in. But I think it's beyond that. It's something like every few patches or Microsoft updates, they to protect my hearing and the hearing of all Microsoft Monopoly users, they will lower the volume to 88. I've yet to see one other person tell me they have the same problem in the last like 2 or 3 years that that's been happening. I use the TV switch and iPad. Why does my air conditioner have a Wi-Fi button? Just curious about that. I was thinking about this. My air conditioner has a button on it that says Wi-Fi. So does that mean like if I connect to the air conditioner to Wi-Fi, I can download some kind of app and control the air conditioner with my phone. Well, it's Wi-Fi here, yeah. But why would you need to do that when you have a control? You know, you have like a controller anyway. Probably if you lose your controller, you can control it with the phone, or maybe you want to change the settings. I mean, if you're far away, you're not going to be able to use the Wi-Fi here anyway, so it's weird. It's just kind of weird. I wouldn't think like air conditioners need you can only play for an hour. Well, that's a good thing about, one of the good things about Arena. Renal Arena. I'm drinking a vodka soon in honor of the Renal Arena. Your front door lock is Wi-Fi controlled. Oh, that's so only technological burglars can get in. Kind of discriminating, aren't you? Only 9 players. It'll grow like a mushroom cloud. The other day, this guy who's a big Star Wars fan got all upset when I mentioned Star Trek. I didn't realize there was so much tension between Star Trek and Star Wars people. Yates and Winter. Is that like the original Yates? The original Yates. Guys, we're going to be starting in just 23 seconds. 20, 19, 18, 10 players, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. I am Jan. Welcome, Jan. Good luck. Have fun. Good luck. Have fun playing each other, you suckers. Alright. Suckers. First rounds are for suckers. What? What? How does that happen? Did you do the same thing? Did we both do the same thing? So how did I get you? I didn't withdraw long enough? Oh shit, I forgot to berserk. I didn't withdraw long enough. Oh shit. Dude, it must take a long time, man, to do pairings. The auto computer generated pairings take forever. Queen c2. I had this against Schumacher a couple times already, I guess. Did I play it against Schieberspieler is the question. Don't remember that. But Schieberspieler, yeah, Schumacher always puts his bishop on d3, which is different. He just closed it up. Close it up, man. I'm playing the. It's a half hippo, half King's Indian. It's a hippie Indian. Hip Indian. I think I maybe did play it against you once. But this is gotta be annoying for white in I would say in a berserk situation. It's not really the kind of position you want to play. Hippo's Indian. It's like morphing. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Oh yeah, you do that. Is he gaining time? He gained time there. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. F5. F5 92. What's happening here? He just did B4. He didn't care. Standard policy. Really shouldn't have allowed that, I guess. The Schieberspieler system. Systematic Schieberspieler. System of Schieberspieler. I'm just doing like random shit and hoping that something sticks. How do you still have 4 minutes? The Discord, check out our Discord. Also, anyone interested in lessons can use the learn command. Contact me, I have some openings. Wow, now here's a surprise. Didn't expect him to do that. But that's a different way to approach the position. Huh. Dare to be different. I dare you to be different. Whoa. Blow me down. Right, that has to be captured. In the words of Douglas Adams. This is Douglas Adams. Douglas Adams? Who's the author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Douglas Adams, right? Keep thinking, yeah, Douglas Adams. Don't panic. Just you know, use my time advantage. Use my time advantage to kind of make his life difficult. So what is it about knight b5? What is it about that? Bishop takes b5. I just need one good move. Well, I can always return my queen to d8, right? My queen doesn't have to stay there. But what's my freaking plan here, brah? Where's my knight going? Sack the queen. I can sack the queen. It's not ridiculous. Knight in. Did he sack a pawn yet? No. I'm reluctant to do that, though, to sack my queen. It's hard to coordinate. My knight's bad on the side of the board, but it's possible to sack the queen. Seems too desperate to do that, though. Bishops are good. He's got a liability with these. Ooh, there's a nice move. That's a heartwarming rendition. Wait a sec. Got all kinds of tactics here. Take there. And then what happens? Then he sacrifices, but I'm like really active. Or queen d6. Queen d6, queen f6, queen f6. Queen f6, queen e2. Hurts to give up that bishop. Okay, knight takes b4. Rook takes b4. Queen d6. A heartwarming rendition. Right. Oh, this should be unclear. When playing the Schieberspieler, I think you want to play for maximum chaos. It should be messy, you know? Messy is good. Clean is not good. Messy is good. ICTs. No spoilers. Oh, he just insta-took. I didn't think he would play it that simply. Simply play it. Hello. The time is not going to play a factor here, right? Well, that's surprising. Huh. Digestives. Well, this is increment, right? This is an increment tournament. G5 might be a useful move. Hold on to my pawn. Ooh. F3? And then centralize the queen. Risky. What about my queenside passer? What is he trying to do? Objectively, it's a draw, anyway. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I was ever winning. I was better. If you look at the analysis board, I was probably better, but I don't think it was winning. Alright, no time for that. Resume arena. No time for analysis. So in the meantime, while we battle each other to a draw, Aldisto has 7 games in, so that really worked out well. It was supposed to be me with 7 points and Aldisto and Cheaperspieler battling each other. That sucks. Yeah, F3 was unnecessary, but I still don't think I'm winning. His passed pawn is pretty strong, honestly. There might be a way to surround that pawn with a perfect, sequence of moves. Right, but if I play queen d4, he was going to the d file, and like he was gonna I was afraid he was gonna play like rook d1, rook d7. There were problems, it wasn't that simple. Uber driver, Saeed's. Oh man, rook d1, rook d6 in some lines of my kings on the right square. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Guys, please support the stream. Support our trip to the World Senior. Sicily, October, November. 194.82. Let's get it up to 200. We got to get it over 200. Lucas KK. Who's this? Antarctica. Oh man, not the French. French is the worst. Who's Lucas? We've never even played before. How are you on this team if we've never played before? Are you a new member? We certainly played this before. With Schieberspieler, among others. Who is Lucas KK? From Antarctica. 1900 Blitz, 2238 Rapid. Okay, we see that a lot. It's weird, man. How could you be 1900 Blitz? You must be worse than I think. All right. That was a stupid move. Sladge. Bishop c2 was bad. It was a really dumb move by me. I get flustered. I mean, and by the way, like, why not Berserk? If you're a 1900 player who plays super fast, but you're 2200 in rapid, why would you not do a Berserk? Try to figure out my opponents. It's like Groundhog Day. Every single opponent, I'm like, why did they play so fast? Why did they play so fast? Okay, it's 10-0. It's not 7+, you know, whatever I'm used to playing. I got to adjust. But Bishop c2 was a bad move. It was just a really stupid move. He's immediately threatening me. The Bishop c4 now. Boy, that's annoying. That's like massively annoying. Okay. So what's the deal with this player? Where did they come from? Where the heck did they come from? Where the heck is my queen going? Relatively new account. I mean, you must just play on chess.com. Random people from chess.com are playing in my tournament. It takes like 3 days to play that many games as he has on his account. And we've never played. So this is not someone who played in my stream. It's weird. I don't know where they came from. Queen c7 is very transparent. Looks like quite a strong move. To be frank. I really screwed up with Bishop c2. And that was a serious mistake on a lot of levels. Man. I mean, taking the bishop off that diagonal was just dumb. I mean, the pressure here is good. He might play bishop e6 anyway, but then I might have d5, depending on the situation. I should have just played queen d3 directly. Actually threatening to play bishop takes h6. And I took it away from myself. It's a really dumb idea. Yeah, this is why he played queen c7. Not seeing a lot of planning from white. Originally I was going to play queen g3 there. Threatening bishop takes h6. I need to know if you're threatening me. I guess queen f3 might be a... I don't want to play like queen g3, knight h5 and get forked. When would bishop takes h6 ever work? Still a lot of time. This is a long game. See, that's bad for arena chess. I'm gonna have like 15-minute games every round, or whatever you call it. But everyone's welcome to play if you join our team. We've got how many players now? 16 only. 16 only. If you're watching the stream and you'd like to join, you have to join our team. We can arrange that for a small fee. Entry fee. What's this? Whiner. Oh no, not the whiner. The whiner. The, like, whiner 019. FM Steven Weiner. I'd rather die than have a draw. Steve. Knight d5, double attack. Well, that's pleasant. I might have to capture that. No, knight takes. Knight takes look good there, huh? Alright, said pawn. FIDE Master Steven Weiner would probably be higher rated than that guy, but that was a newer-ish account. When will the Weiner? Oh, Steve's a nice guy. I had a moment of weakness when he was young. We were both young. Don't offer multiple draws. Uwe Levin was talking about the tournament, Mr. Coffee. He had this one woman, or young woman, girl, older girl, younger woman, who offered him like 3 draws in the same game. Damn, that's annoying, man. What's your personal record for draw offers in one game? I feel guilty asking for, like, offering a second draw, and I'll usually avoid it unless the position has changed substantially. Damn, neither berserking. I was telling Mr. Coffee there should be like or move 11. We should have like draw for cards. You should be given like 2 cards before the game. It's like free passes. And you don't even say anything, you just put the card down. It's like a doubling cube in blackjack, you know, you just like don't have to speak. You offer a draw with a card and they can accept a draw or not. And you get 2 and that's it, you know. No more offering draws. Should only be allowed 1 draw offer before halftime. Halftime, yeah. When is a halftime in chess? Not clear. I vote for a draw card rule. TM Sladgie. The pseudo chess game in Star Wars. You mean the holographic chess game on that Millennium Falcon? With the like creatures that were like battling each other and stuff? It was like battle chess in Star Wars. Well, I thought of it like as an all-in thing they use for poker. You know, they like put it on the table when you're all in like an arrow, and it's like, you know, no need to even say all in. It's just, you have the draw card, man. All right. So now the big question is, well, I mean, ultimately, knight g4. Oops, I did it again. Whoa, my chat like regressed. Sorry, Trekkies. Guys, who's going to donate to the World Senior Fund? You're very close to a timeout with your first comment. Very close. Black in trouble now. They need a new Captain Obvious for hotels.com or whatever. ICTs. If you're interested. Asprey taught me everything I know. And some. But maybe life isn't so simple. Right? Right. Wow. That's cool. I fully admit to not realizing he has this. Question is, does it matter? Wow, Mr. Coffee, did you unban Bob? By the way, Bob, I was just wanting to check like who has the record for. How come Bob Sec27 has very few timeouts? That's crazy. That's not even possible. Why do your stats say you have 0 timeouts, 1 ban? And your account was created in October 2019. Okay, it's not your primary account. Did somebody at Twitch like erase your... I mean, did you have your record like expunged or something? Did you arrange that? Someone arranged for him to have his record expunged. SpongeBob. SpongeBob. Why do I want to play F4? This is such a fun game. But it's not going to work, is it? Man, this guy's a genius. Holy shit, 96 works? And I played F4 for no reason then. Brilliant. If I had played Queen H7 first, then I'm good. Oh. Does your face hurt? Can you get your record on Twitch expunged? I'm serious now. I'm hovering over the resign button again. Why didn't I just play Queen H7 check? I mean, it's game over, isn't it? King F8 and then F4. I'm such an idiot. He played Bishop takes A2. Alright, I'm not going to give any clues here. Enough clues. He played Bishop takes A2? What? That's crazy. After Knight F8, I'm not sure I had anything. That's totally insane. I literally, like, practically forced him to correct his mistake and play Knight E6, Knight F8. I don't know how I'm winning after Knight F8. I just, like, weakened my whole position for nothing. So I'm up a piece with attack. Tack. Am I in mass? Oh boy. Here we are. No, I got a new apartment. Boston sterile. You mean like the fact that bars close at like 1 o'clock? Well, I'll say this. It is pretty sterile, but it's always been white. I like how there was an article on BBC the other day about like black like tourist things in Boston. It's kind of weird and ironic and kind of strange, honestly. There is black culture in Boston, but it's really not a lot compared to, most other cities. Okay, rook e6. Not a bad move, rook e6. Bishop e6, also not a bad move. Bishop e6 looks pretty powerful. That's definitely an oof. The final oof. Maybe this is the end of Twitch. I don't know, Bob. You should, but also, if you want sterile, go to like Vienna. I think maybe you weren't in the right neighborhood of Boston, bro. You definitely didn't go to the right area. Am I checkmating here? We should play for mate. Sub not to get ads. This is pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. Man, this is arena and this guy is playing this out. That's pretty crazy. And what are your thoughts on my nonprofit startup? Oh, I wanted to start a nonprofit startup too. Save the Krakens. I want to have like a kind of half charity, half super PAC to protect Krakens from extinction or bring them back from the edge. Yeah, we can just compare ideas. All right. Right. Krakens, exactly. Yeah, it's like a water-based monster. Exactly. I thought it would be a perfect... It could be not only like a non-profit, but also like a sort of cult or religion, bordering on religion. We have two kind of sort of supporters, those who actually believe Krakens exist, or those who just think it's funny to have a Kraken super PAC and they want to, go along with the joke. Acerbate, it's tricky to berserk against Acerbate. Because he is fast. We can't screw around here. No problem. Just play chess. And do it quickly. But I'm an old hand at like rook pawns. So I used to just like tilt h5, a5, h4, a4 constantly. So this is like easy peasy. Kraken rum. Speaking of rum, I haven't finished my coffee yet. I'm drinking vodka and coffee tonight. Uh-oh, look out. He's focusing on development again. Knight of Fate is hard to find. I don't think after your last move. You just literally played like Knight G5 to protect, the move before. You had just played Knight G5 to protect F8, the H7 square. It's just another move that does the same thing as Knight G5. That's not hard to find. You should find it. I totally expected you to play it. That's weird that you didn't find it. It's along the same themes of the last, the move you made two moves before. And it's forced. And then like black's better. I played f4 like a moron. I just destroyed my whole position with f4. I don't need to see the computer. I know that I like threw away my whole position with f4. There's never a mate with a knight on f8. Exactly. It rhymes. It's a Schieberspieler nursery rhyme. They taught him that when he was 3 years old at chess camp in Hungarian. Does it rhyme in Hungarian? They have a rhyme in Hungarian. This coffee is pretty good. Yeah, and Asterbate is just fully toast. He is wiped in this game. Did not get out of the box well. So your startup is a community currency based on blockchain tech that rewards nonprofit volunteers, effectively backed by the intrinsic value of mission-based work. Dude, that sounds awesome. Have you thought about developing your own submersible using carbon fiber that's past its shelf life? Hook me up with some of your rich buddies. Let me ask a question about this submarine thing. I mean, it's totally possible that's the guy's real name, but I was thinking about it, and I was just like, Stockton Rush. I mean, is that the guy's birth name really? Because that sounds like something that you'd like change your name to if you're like a actor or, I don't know, soap opera star or like a porno star or something. The name is totally suspect. I mean, you could be Stockton something, or you could be something Rush, but to be both Stockton and Rush, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think that's your birth name. Right, Max Power. Exactly. I don't know who I trust more, Stockton Rush or George Santos. Maybe Stockton Rush I would trust more to develop a submarine than George Santos, but it's close. At least George Santos kept his real name, I guess. Wow. Saeed's playing knight c6, and I didn't berserk. Yeah, Saeed's 2200. I don't normally play this way with white. I don't know what I play. Not really prepared to play against my own opening here. Right, so d5. Yes, Gus Miles. Am I supposed to play h3 first? No. Oh my god. Can I take on e5? I mean, should I take on e5? Knight e5, bishop d1, bishop b5 check, king e7. Black has king e7. So that doesn't work here. That's not the point, I guess. I mean, there is bishop b5 check, but I don't know that that does anything. Bishop b5 check, c6. I think white's supposed to just play bishop b2, nothing fancy. Help me with the project. I can't remember. You're distracting me, dude. We're playing in a tournament. It's an auto ban. After bishop takes, you need to play faster too. It's only a 2.5 hour tournament. Dude, apparently the experts say that, like, you know how fast the sub would have imploded? You wouldn't have time to even know you died. There was a really awkward quote. Like, somewhere I saw some quote unquote expert saying, like, they probably didn't know they died. I'm not sure if that makes sense, since you can't know you're died if you're dead. You know what I mean? But the point, like, you get the point. Like, it happened so fast that probably, like, it was like 2 seconds max, you know, fraction of a second. Camel culture. Camel culture, what's up with your sister doing Vegas analysis? I saw that yesterday. Is that like from the National Open? That's not just now. Did you play too in Vegas? It's not far from Colorado. Yeah. Yeah, National Open. Okay, how did it go? You National Master at the National Open. Are you still a National Master? It's a lifetime achievement award. A lot of people would do the National Open, Chicago Open, National Open, and then World Open. Oh, I love baths. Any strippers? I mean, it is Vegas after all. I hope it wasn't a financial bath. I've had a lot of financial baths lately. You don't understand the appeal of... Yeah. I had that problem all the time. I have this friend who's a poker dealer, and she's studying pole dancing now. She's posting on Facebook, like, her pole dancing class. I'm assuming you don't just do pole dancing for fun. Like, maybe, I don't know, man. You had 50% going into the last day and lost both games after turning down draws from both my opponents. That's definitely an oof. What's happening here with my position? I'm just flying blind. What are my rooks doing? Who is this guy? Why does this move seem good? And other questions. Man, it's been so long since I played in a National Open. It's just crazy, bro. I haven't been to Vegas since 2005 or something insane. I don't remember. Maybe it was 2006, something around there. There seems to be no reason to really go after the f5 pawn right away. You think of course, Bob. Don't make it you're reading into it too much, man. I think the point is, like, you know, if you're not making enough money as a poker dealer, what else can you do, you know? Without, like, any technical skills. Pole dancing. It's not like yoga. We don't just do it for a stress reliever, right? It's a respectable dance. ICTs has to point out the ugly truth. My misogynistic ways. My old-fashioned misogynistic ways have been brought in to full view. Aldisto is still out in front. I blundered. I tried to pull out of the list like 1 second before the tournament started, and then Nudibix Berserk or not berserk? We might as well berserk if he's berserking. But you're gonna play this thing again. I had a weird idea. The thing. Dude, yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying it's easy. At all, yeah. Alright. Planks, I saw somebody doing Chinese planks. I was like, dude, that's not happening for me. Isn't knight f3 kind of rare there? Maybe I'm crazy. I'm playing the French. Feels like he's just rattling off random moves really fast. Or is it just me? It's just a plank, bro? Not a Chinese plank? They said Chinese planks in this video. But whatever. I'm just, what do I know? I'm just repeating what I saw. I saw it on the internet, man. You're questioning what I saw on the internet? If I saw it on the internet, then it's for sure. How does this work? It's like a spider web. We've got a nice spider. It's a nice spider you've got there. Non-conventional Verisov Yubava attack. Where did you ever come up with knight? Wait, let me guess. Queen f3. Queen f3 is coming. Here it comes. Queen f3. Latest alien developments. You know what? I saw this like clickbait. It was like a major. It was a major website like BBC, and they had a title like the alien. It was the alien debris in the Pacific or something. All right. And it's about this like meteor that landed in the Pacific. I mean, give me a break, dude. You can't make an article called "The Alien Debris in the Pacific" to get people to click on it. I mean, that's like tabloidism. I clicked on it, I'm like totally disappointed. I didn't want to see about a meteor, you know? I realize there's meteors that have like landed in the Pacific Ocean, dude. I don't need an article about that. I thought it was something good. Rumors of a... Alright, I gotta play faster here. Yeah, you're trying to liberate and obfuscate the situation. He's all over my king side. Never play f6. Except when you have a light square bishop and the opponent doesn't, and his knight's on g4 and his queen's on d4 and his bishop's on f4. Then you want to play it. Alright, that's a nice move. That's a very nice move you got there. Okay. Okay. Got me. Any sacrifices? Oh yeah, Bob, it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. It's all, yeah. It was Biden. It was Hunter Biden's idea. I love it, man. The Russian Revolution was like, Biden has to put out a statement, dude. Just don't put out a statement about like, the U.S. government had no hand in the revolution in Russia or whatever. I think that should be without saying. Like, we don't need to put out a statement that, for every possible conspiracy theory that could be floated, we don't need to put out a statement about it, Yeah, go watch the X-Files. You should watch some X-Files, man. The truth is out there, Bob. I mean, I believe there probably are space aliens, but, there's definitely more conspiracy theories than there are aliens. Yeah, he's just like rattling off the quick moves. Do I really want to do that? Bob's trying his hardest to distract everyone from chess. Bob, why do you come to a chess stream if you want to talk about other stuff? Why don't you go to a conspiracy theory stream or something? Or contact Arsenal Fan and see what he thinks about the St. Petersburg troll farm and their ideas. I had to ban Arsenal Fan because he was like, Shockey said that he believed in conspiracy theories from St. Petersburg, and he started getting nasty. No reason to get nasty, even if you disagree, We don't have to do that. She's nasty. Alright. Aldisto is just a wild player with he's got a little bit of the power of like, hey, it's Miro. This sort of how to describe it, like the random move power. You just constantly make like these like totally unpredictable moves out of the blue. His other handle is called Bridge Burner. No, I like Arsenal. That's the problem, but with people like, you guys, it's hard to run a chess stream. Can't we all just get along? Conspiracy theories. You gotta love some good conspiracy theories. Wow, you see like c4. Who would play that? It's totally bizarre. Totally bizarre. He voluntarily played c4, losing a pawn. I expected that. It's a good thing I had a sense for the time was like running out there. Wow. And then Camel flagged me in a totally lost position. Who would have imagined it? Speaking of conspiracy theories. Now there's a definite conspiracy theory. You should definitely quit the arena when camel culture flags you in a lost position. That's what zero increment games are all about, sadly. All I can say, Shaki, is just don't get under a minute, you know? I mean, that's all you can do. Don't get in time pressure. It's okay. I mean, you're used to playing in my 7+5. It's a totally different time control. I almost forgot there was no increment last game and only remembered with like 30 seconds left in the game. He's a kid. Well, sort of. A big kid. Anyway. Yeah, that's what they do. They flag you. I like how Bob randomly knows the age of every player on our stream. Well, I'm old enough now that people who are 25, you know, they seem like they're 17. When you're my age, that's normal. How old is Mr. Coffee? Something around there. Did you look everyone up online? Or do you have secret material? Do you have like military access? Are you one of the leakers? Have you been leaking much lately? Well, Bob acts like he's 27. But he has emotional maturity. He has emotional age of 27. Oh, I thought it was deuce 7. Yeah, but you don't play poker. So that wouldn't make sense. Yeah, I have accounts where I was like 31 for stuff. 31 was when I moved. I was my age when I moved to Hungary was 31. So I had some old account with that number. I rarely make accounts like birth year numbers or age numbers. You have the exact same birthday as Move 11? How do you guys know that? Wow, Camel Culture is just like destroyed. He's gonna have to swindle another one. So what happens after knight c7 exactly? Oh no. Wait a minute here now. That's a rook? Yeah, but which rook do I want? Do I want the D rook with bishop e7? Or do I want to take the A rook with knight takes a8? Oh, the neighbors must have like... Oh no, I don't have my silencer. Hold on. Neighbors are getting out of control now. They have a lot of parties over there. Ugh. I do mattress wrestling. This is a temporary setup because I ordered some soundproofing. Some like sponges that do soundproofing, but they haven't come yet. Mattress wrestling. No pole dancing for me. I'm going to take the A rook. I don't want my knight getting trapped in there. I mean, I have bishop e7 as well. Pick a rook, any rook. Wow, you saw that. There was another game I had in a similar type of line. Coffee's pretty chill guy. Yeah. I lost a lot of money to a stimulant addict the other day. I don't talk about that. Am I trapped yet? Are we there yet? No, okay. Alright. I know what you're referring to. Probably. I'm addicted to gambling now. I'm not really addicted to gambling. I don't consider poker gambling, but I don't think I'm addicted to gambling. Porn is questionable too. Chess is definite. I do like to gamble when I'm drunk, though. What's up, Bob? Rationally, I don't like gambling. Probably. Camel culture. You're trying to save this lost position, bro. You're down upon any exchange. Tom 1642. Speak for yourself. I love it. What are your favorite categories? Categories like scattergories? Scattergories. Categories? Oh no. Scattergories? Categories of gambling. Categories of chess? We're not gonna get there, man. We don't want to have you starting to talk about pornography here. Let's just take it somewhere else, man. This is a family friendly stream here. All right. Most of the time. I try to keep it at least like R rated. Like it's more like PG-16 or whatever. Is there still a PG-16 or is it just PG-13? Can I win a piece somehow? Would you mind terribly if I would win a piece? Camel vulture. I went by the Polish embassy today and I saw these pictures of like, I guess what were bisons. Speaking of camels, the bisons have this like hump in their back. And I was joking with my son. It's like they have some kind of camel genetics or what? What are those humps in their backs? So that's the question. Why do bisons or bison? The Bisonic Lodge. What about Bishop C5? That's a stupid move. Why do bisons have back humps? Like that? Is that their spine? Is that normal? Or are they hump shaped? Do they store water like camels? Good lord, man. Tactics. I like a tactical buzzsaw. Look at that. Alright, that was a good game. Bison primarily eat grasses, right. And they make special Polish vodka, which I have a version of here. That's where the bison's large protruding shoulder hump comes in handy. It allows them to swing their heads from side to side to clear snow. Ah, interesting. You learn a new thing every day. I like the bicep. I like the shoulder humps. That's the tastiest part. It's a little stringy, but Captain Candy. Okay, that's gotta be like Bob's new account. That's a disturbing screen name. Reminiscent of Captain Kangaroo. Grand Canyon University. They're called the Bisons, right? Doctorate? Bison vodka. You played a perfect game. You have mail. I just got this annoying message from the annoying virus software I have. It can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. Alright. Stand by, Sparkle Horse. Pairings are getting ready. And it's funny that it popped up on both of my computers at the same time. That's bizarre. We really don't need virus software these days. Schieberspieler, we're about halfway through the tournament. Schieberspieler just edging ahead of me. Jackalopes. Why do I keep getting 2400s? Another berserk. Lopajacks. Well, Alisto, okay. Yeah, that's what he usually does. How can I vary from the usual thing? I always play I always play Bishop G4 here, even though pawn takes pawn is the best move. Just avoiding his crap. Alright, let's take it. I can't remember. I think it's Bishop D7. We did this once and it didn't work out that well for me. So maybe I was wrong. Queen E2? Is that what we had? Queen E2, threatening mate in 1. Good for bullet chess. I gotta play faster again. There's a place for humans. Definitely. The trash heap of evolution. Yeah, Dr. Coffee. That's awesome, dude. But I hated that about honestly, I hated that about Danny Kopek. He would always call himself Dr. Danny Kopek. He's a doctor of computer science. I mean, it's normal in Hungary, but it's kind of weird to do that. To walk around referring to your title as, in Hungary, lawyers are considered doctors. It's a big deal. But honestly, as long as you're not running around calling yourself doctor, I guess it's okay in official, in official situations. Call yourself Dr. Coffee. Just don't take it too seriously to the point where you're like Danny Kopek. A lot of people mocked him for that. It was really oh, Dr. Danny Kopek. Okay, you're a doctor of computer science. It's cool, but it sounds a bit stuffy. and like, you know, oh, are you a member of Mensa too? I love it when people brag about being like Mensa members. I am Sladgie. Not really. I don't think so. It's at all the same. I think it's like standard with the titled chess players, but computer scientists don't normally go around calling themselves doctors. I don't think the comparison is really that apt. Theoretically, yes, but if you compare me to my colleagues, you know, everyone does that. But in Hungary, it's normal. But only if you're like a medical doctor or a lawyer. Other doctors can go screw themselves. So I gave sort of slight edge to white here. In the terms of two bishops in the endgame. I gotta say, like, Augusto is a two bishop guy. Very strong with two bishops. A two bishop guy. Gotta handle this with kid gloves. He's playing aggressively again, as is his habit. It's always, man, look at his games. He always has the two bishops. He's huge with it. And a lot of times, like, lingering into the end games, we're seeing these two bishops. They, like, stay on the board and they don't leave. It's like the anti-cheesy noob. Actually, that would be really funny to see an extended match between Augusto and Cheesy Noob, because they're like polar opposites. One who's obsessed with bishops and the other one who's obsessed with knights. Oh, dude. Lawyers are the worst. But I like Dr. Bob. It makes me think of the Muppets. Wow, he just took that. Not all bishops were created equal. There is limited time. Oh yeah, he saw that too. Wow. Bishop defendo. You can't get me, haha. But I can't win. Well, the time is rather low. Oh, I can win. But will I win? Now you're waving the red flag. The bison flag. He had f5 check there. That was a little concerning. Those pawns look delicious. He had f5 with rook f1 type of ideas. Cute. Too many pawns. Alright. Yeah, man. That's Bruce Willis reference, but it could be very pornographic. The Fifth Element reference. Bob, of course, got our mind. Camel Clutcher. The Clutcher. Why do I keep getting like the strongest possible players? That's really annoying. Oh yeah, okay. We'll have to go a different direction here. Oh, e4, e5. I forgot. I thought he played the Sicilian. Yes, someone gets it, Sladgie. Well, I had a roommate who used to use that term all the time. I think he made an account called that. But everybody knows this from the Fifth Element. But I don't know where they got it from, you know? I mean, it's probably older than that. Leilu Dallas, multipass. Great game, Rubinstein Marshall here. Just watched the vid. Knight d4 in the house. This is basically game over. 10 minutes, no berserk. Schieberspieler wins the tournament. By the way, I just want to say, whoever is playing Schieberspieler, you know, you guys need to like basically, you know, do the holding, like where you're boxing and you're just hanging on as long as possible. You try to survive like 3 rounds. If you are playing Schieberspieler, just hold. You know, just hang on to him. Let the ref like separate you every couple minutes and just keep hugging him for as long as possible. That's the best strategy. Go. Well, maybe not everybody wants to sacrifice their tournament by going for a 10-minute walk, but basically the idea is you want to prolong the games against Schieberspieler for as long as possible. Just imagine boxing match where the weaker boxer is just constantly delaying the fight by having the ref have to separate them with hugging. That's what we're looking for. The youngins. Wait, what's up with this? How is this variation? Youngkin. Governor Youngkin. How do you feel about the fact they're bringing back Furbies, Bob? I figured you'd be excited about that. Bob, a big collector of Furbies. Now, objectively, white probably doesn't have much here, but I wonder. Does the Furby interface? Good question. But they're coming out with new ones. I remember we had like an old Furby and one of those like Mr. Bacons that would like oink, oink, oink and walk. And we like tested them by like trying to see if they would like go across the street and if they would get hit by a car or not. And I think like the Furby survived, but Mr. Bacon got hit by a car. Like, do I really want to do that? There's no need to do that yet. Let's get this bishop back. Yeah, you can set the toys to bad behavior. Oh man, I have a bad feeling about this. I mean, I'm fine, but it's nothing. Damn, that's aggressive. What's that about over there? Why do you have to be such a queenside pusher? Being so pushy on the queenside. There it is. The move I feared, f5. I wonder, how bad is this Spassky? He's got space advantage now. The Spassky formation. I officially have nothing here. Kind of sucks. Well, I'm gonna like lose material now? It's not that bad, is it? Watch your f7, bro. Don't want to drop that pawn. Got another one? Got another one where that came from. Your rooks aren't connected. Wow, he missed bishop g4 check. Holy shit. Was it even good, though? Maybe it wasn't that good. I really got to be careful here. I mean, this is just out of control. I let black have way too good of a position, underestimating him. Underestimating this opening, where I was like slightly worse. He's gonna do bishop g4. I like have to go here, I think. Try to survive. Glad you saw it your way. Corbin Dallas. Corbin Dallas Furby. Oh man, I'm in deep trouble here. There is still a chance for survival. I don't want to be losing. Eat the robot. You guys ever had a Mr. Bacon? Wow. F3 check. That's so sick. That is such a sick move. I feel like I have to take it. The question is, am I lost or not? The answer is probably. You have some interesting possibilities. Okay. What are you threatening? H5 check? What are you threatening here? Are you threatening me? Rook f4 is possibly an issue. Possibly. Gotta be a miraculous way to hold this. Not all bishops were created equal. Bishop e6. Rook f4 check. Figure we'd get it out there. Get it in the game. Dude, your money's on Cam. Really? I thought I was down a pawn. Now I'm more optimistic. Bob's betting against me and I'm not down a pawn. Everything's looking brighter. You know, I really thought I was down a pawn. Cam. Cam Neely. I mean, if I go to g3, should I consider going to h5? How does he check me? How does he check me on h5? He plays rook h4 mate. What if I play king h5, bishop f2, h4? King g3. I don't see how that's good. You know, theoretically, I could have put my king on g5. Maybe it was even better. And then bishop e3 is pretty nasty. Okay, now the very subtle threat of mate in one. Oh, it's not mate in one. It's not even mate in one. Check it out. Rook h4. Check it out. Check it out. It does, like, restrict me, though. Not even mate in one. Not even close. I have all kinds of stuff here. Bishop g4. But it bottles me up. My rooks are having a hard time. It's a really bad, it's a bad situation for my rooks. Rook check, king g5, h6, king g6. I'm probably going to get mated here. I also don't like the countdown for first moves. I don't see why that's really necessary. It's a little bit quick. Okay, it's an arena and you don't want, like, you know, people pissing on the parade. Now that's gonna be mate, right? Where does my bishop go? I might have to sack the exchange. That's bad news. Bishop g4. And then king g7. Well, I can always sack the exchange. Not a bad exchange sack. Not a good exchange sack. But not hopeless. This is not hopeless. Easter egg. Easter egg. Is it mate? I'm gonna get me an Easter egg. Easter egg. You have that move. Oh, that's naughty. Are you sure that was a woman? Take, king over, resign. Buxom. I'm losing. There's rook g6, I didn't see it. It was hopeless anyway. Ildiko. Yeah, that's a classic name. Ildi Madel. Easter egg painting. Yeah, I guess it's as common here as in the United States. But it's a more classical kind of thing. What just happened? It's mate. He's trying to cheat mate me. It's a mate cheapo. Cheapo mate. Dirty flagger. He's 2,500 in rapid. Wow. Epic. That's a good move. Totally playing for flag. I left myself with 16 seconds. Now is that mate? He's not even like trying to make good moves anymore. He's just like relying on winning on time. Alright, dude, whatever. I resign, no time. Schieberspieler lost as well. Wow. He lost to Saeed's. That keeps me, man, kept me in the game sort of, but I'm still far behind. KFC. Can I please get a witness? Can I go back? I can't do the back button. Thank you. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to keep up with Schieberspieler after that loss. With the win, I would have been in contention. We have a total of 25 players. Aldisto in third place. Jan. Dinekis. Saeed's with a nice upset win against Schieberspieler, taking out a streak. Dinekis. Yeah, Dinekis, hug him. Hug him. Huggy. The Bodler. Anti-acerbate. Bodler attack. Not a true Bodler after c3, I guess. It transposes to a c3. A true Bodler. Bodlering. They do that in like Austria. Oh my god. Acerbate, what are you doing? Acerbate's throwing games now. Damn. Knight g8 resigns. Under the premise of mouse slip. He mouse slipped Knight g8 when he meant to castle. I got paired with Acerbate for the second time. But other than that, I've had really tough pairings. Like everyone else I've played has been 2200 and above. So I think it's not really unfair. I haven't played any of the players in the middle. No Stapvargan, no Jeroen, no Jan. No one rated between like. There's Aldisto again. It's crazy, man. He's had to play me 3 times. Dude, I have like Aldisto 3 times and Schieberspieler twice. Or Camel Culture twice. I think my average pairings are pretty good. Played a different opening every time. against Alisto. Oh man, I don't even know what he plays. Some kind of gambit, I assume. No gambit? So we just play chess now in the bishop e6 variation. That's like, I always allow a5 against Ripunj. Why isn't Ripunj playing? Knight e7? Not, I don't know. Not. I don't know, Alisto's kind of depressed or something. He's playing kind of slowly. He lost twice, but really the games were not bad. Key rushed. Not key rushed, as Asabe would say. Now what do I do? Knight h5? Not so clear. But that's good here. There's no time for the thinking and stuff like that. The thinking stuff is totally overrated. What is knight e8 about? Or rook e8 even. I totally lost my mind. Would have been better just to play the other way. Why play rook e8 if I'm gonna take with the f-pawn? I should have just played bishop e6. It just, I don't know, this position doesn't look right for black. It just doesn't seem right. Alright. What are you gonna do? I thought you were gonna do that. I have to answer in the center. Asturbate's gotten kicked out into the shed, but don't start about that. Oh my god. Is this okay for me? Well, I guess it's going to have to be, because I'm not going to just give him the exchange. This is going to have to work. Ice water. In Arizona, it's free. Ice water can trigger diarrhea. Jesus, dude. Getting licked by puppies that eat turtle poop is a really good way to get, like, something bad. All right. So now, we don't have any kind of tactique. Our hero is threatening knight f7 check, possibly queen b3. Our hero, queen c5 don't work. That leaves us with queen b8. The wonderful queen b8. We're up a piece. Queen d7, oh, I have that. Shit. Yeah, backseat driver. H6, knight f7 check. F7 check. This doesn't work. Now I'm gonna get in trouble. It's always easier to see, isn't it? But maybe it's not so simple. I mean, knight h6, pawn h6, what are you gonna do? Alistair's a wild man. Bishop takes. What? How's he gonna get out of this pin? I'm curious. How do you get out of the pin? No, he's kind of tilted today. Alistair seems very tilted. He's not playing his best today. We all have our better days. Yeah, his knight is trapped, or, you know, something bad is gonna happen. Unless I missed another tactic. Splonked. That's a Bob word. Oh no, my rook. Some problems. Guys, let's get a donation for the World Senior. Over 200. Come on. Hype train. Chemiculture closing in at 17. Chemiculture, like, what happened? He like left? Oh, he's still playing. He beat Acerbate. He must have had a long game after me. I'm right up there with Schieberspieler. We need some more easy pairings. Come on. Yeah, is Uber Driver here? He's not even talking. It's weird. I guess he can't get a word in edgewise. Man, speaking of Uber drivers, you hear about that El Paso shit? The guy got shot? Can you just explain to me, like, why somebody would shoot the driver of their Uber while the car was in motion? Don't, like, point it at him and tell him to pull over. Dude, it's like the full story. Uber driver, Texas. Some woman, like middle-aged woman, like went to visit her boyfriend in Texas from Kentucky. Got an Uber on her way to El Paso. Saw a sign that said Juarez, Mexico, and thought she was being abducted. She said. She thought she's being abducted because her driver's like a Mexican American or whatever. And so she shoots the driver in the back of the head while they're in motion in the car, and the car like smashes into the guardrail or something. Like, A, you're on drugs. B, you're totally insane. Like, you know, it just doesn't make any sense on any level. That's really messed up. The guy was like brain dead, so they like took him off life support. Sure, absolutely, Bob. That's it. That's it. It's the media's fault. It's just like, what? Like, it doesn't make any sense under any circumstances. If you think you're being abducted, you like point the gun at the guy and you say, okay, pull over the car and let me out. Or pull out of the car and let me drive, I'm gonna go home or something. Or you even like pull over the car then shoot him. But I mean, to like shoot him for no reason while he's actually driving the car. Man, I don't know, man, maybe she was just like on drugs or something. I blame drugs. I blame violent video games, Bob. Clearly, they had to take him off life support, so he died. He had only been an Uber driver for 3 weeks. Why? I blame violent video games. I'm just saying, just to be devil's advocate. If we're going to blame the media, we might as well blame violent video games. So, yeah, it's just like it seems like part of the story is like missing or something, you know, it just doesn't make sense. I'm not going to be an Uber driver. Blame Canada. Everything's their fault. It's Canada's fault that Mexico is so messed up. It's France's fault for colonizing Canada more instead of Mexico. It should have been like Canada was like colonized by Spain and France had gone south. Things would have been totally different. It would have been totally better. I only mention it because of Uber driver. This is Schieberspieler. Holy shit. I thought I was playing like some random dude. It's Schieberspieler. I'm like sacrificing my C pawn. But he's playing bullet. What's with the bullet, dude? Why don't we just berserk then if you're gonna play bullet? Is there any way I could literally sacrifice that pawn on C3? Literally, of course. Figuratively, no. I think now I'm like committed. It's like ridiculous to play Queen E1. I didn't realize I was playing Schieberspieler. I just wasn't even paying attention. If I had known it was a strong player, I would have been more careful. I think I realized but then forgot. So, I guess I take on C5. Or not. Maybe not. Yeah, but like, what are my other options? Rook E1. You can make as little as $7 an hour after gas. Dude, just work at McDonald's. I could just resign instead of sacking my bishop on G7 or G6, I mean. That would be more efficient. But truthfully, you know, I might have some chances here. It's not that bad. It looks like it's not that bad. Because he took back with the pawn, he has some slight weakness there. I actually have some chances here. But he's very resilient, you know. He's not a typical average player. I guess it's not like a taxi company. Jim Ignatowski. I mean, of course, like being a taxi driver is a dangerous job in an urban environment. for sure. It always has been. I mean, there's a reason why, like, New York City taxis have plexiglass. There's our first step. All Uber drivers have to have plexiglass shields, bulletproof plexiglass shields in their cars. Maybe that's the first step. I'm just wondering, like, if you shoot your Uber driver, like, wouldn't you want to wait until the car stopped first? Just wondering. Theoretically. Dude, draws between us. You haven't seen my simul games with the clan, with the cult. This is nothing. With Corporalite, I have like 100 draws in a row or something. A 1,000. 100 million. So where's my counterplay coming from now? H5. Well, alright, that's that. G3. I say we go with H5. Auto response. Okay, I can't allow knight F4. I have a plan though. I feel like the Grinch. A nasty, naughty plan. Rook C8 surprising. Not what I expected. But not a bad move. Maybe a very good move. But what if you have to put your knight on B6? Are you happy about that or sad? You're not really happy to put your knight on B6, right? Not like a wonderful development in your life. Whoa! Holy mother of... Whoa, bro, what are you doing? What just happened? Cheaperspiller lost his mind. He played F5. Dude, are you alright? He must be drinking. He's been drinking again. You know you're not supposed to drink. Man, I could take on D7. Check and king G2. But he's probably okay there. I really didn't want a rook ending, so now I'm stuck. I guess I'm gonna have to accept it. But I'm probably okay. Fundamentally. His pawn structure isn't great. I mean, all these pawns are weak. I really was shocked by F5. He was banking on the tactic there, but that's a reckless move. You should have gone F5 with the rook on C4. Yeah, so F2's not protected. Of course. Yeah, maybe I don't have an answer to that. I have to... Yeah, if I can't take on passant, F5's good. I guess. Probably. Fundamentally, I should be okay here. But I can't win the pawn back by force. My pawn on h5, though, I mean, his back rank is a really kind of bad situation. Should be able to defend actively and hold this. Let's say rook c1, rook f5, g4, rook d5. That's good for his rook. If I play g4, rook f4. So it's not so easy. Okay, let's do this. Insta rook retreat. Check. Well, I can't let this pawn go up. We have to blockade. My king's good. Your king's good. Whoa. Oh, you're gonna go after that one? That's fine. Took a rask. Checking me back. Healthy pawn structure. And good king position. And good rook position. What I love, Repunch, is that you always focus on the important stuff. You know? We learn a lot about someone's personality by what they focus on. Offer draw. I knew you were going to start with a sexual harassment. Alisto catching up to us. Will I destroy a streak or something? I think it is a draw, but it's actually complicated, and if he doesn't accept a draw, fine. But I mean, he's got a problem with the h6 pawn. I don't think that's... I'm seeing how that's not falling, dude. Without like passively defending it. Clearance sale. It's pretty funny, like rook a6, rook c7, king e5, rook h7. Chess geometry. I like geometry. Bob, I don't need any comments. You're sexually harassing me now. Just kidding. No, you're not sexually harassing me. You're body shaming. No, body shaming. I'm younger and less fat than Elon Musk. Looking forward to the cage fight. Yeah, body shaming falls under the sexual harassment umbrella. I'll have to check with my insurance company. Can I get insurance to like insure me? I can get insurance like insure me against. Can like Bill Cosby get? Well, Bill Cosby probably can't, but I mean, can you get like preemptive insurance against sexual harassment suits? Donald Trump probably has that. You can get insurance just in case, So in the future you won't get sued for sexual harassment, or your insurance company will cover it for you. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't think like Zuckerberg is like, and like a monster, but I don't think Elon Musk is qualified to be fighting anybody. Maybe sumo wrestling. No, I mean, I'm not saying he's bad, Bob. Just, he's not going to be taking on any Chechen MMA fighters anytime soon. Thanks, Sheba Spieler, for the draw. Aldisto has a record number of games. What about Asterbait? Asterbait's got him beat with the maximum number of games. We still have 30 minutes left. I know, that'd be cool. Submersible battle. Have the fight in a submersible. Another master. All these masters. Yeah, imagine if your wife finds your secret $100 million sex crime insurance policy. I'm not sure, like... I mean, dude, what do like, movie studios do and stuff? They must have to, at this stage... They probably have to start having shit like that. Yeah, everybody plays this now. It's like the go-to thing. Body praising. Yeah, body praising. Right. No, you can't be like creepy and be like, oh man, I couldn't stop looking at you while you were streaming. Because that's creepy. If you say anything bad, that's bad. So you're just not allowed to comment on people's appearance at all. If you say something positive, you're creepy. And if you say something bad, yeah, you like go to jail. A3 has been... We're not going to talk about this woke stuff. You're gonna get... It's a good thing Zen Chess isn't here. He started with the woke thing. I'm not, woke. But I think woke is kind of bullshit and made up. Well, anyway, it's like it's become like a kind of trigger word. The Vogue. Wait, that's the Vogue. That's a vape. Vogue vape. Canister. A Vogue vape. I can imagine, dude, the vibe in universities has to be bad. It has to be bad, man. Not only universities. I saw this article today about, like, people, like, their jobs had them expecting them to go on, like, some kind of retreat or some shit for their job. Like, casual retreats with colleagues for work. Like, dude, that has to be, like, ultra awkward. If you, like, give someone a shoulder massage, you go to jail. I don't know, man. '95. Classic move. I had a very similar game against Mr. Shoulder massage was a little exaggerated. I meant to say something like more casual. I don't recommend anybody give like unsolicited shoulder massages. You're definitely gonna be put away for a long time if you do that in today's world. That's bordering on Alejandro Ramirez. No, I mean, it's gotten ridiculous. Yeah, it's totally out of control. And it does make you wonder, like, well, why are people spending all this time on this stuff when we could be, like, Dealing with the planet's problems. Cancel culture is the enemy. No, but it is crazy. Oh man. I never knew Alejandro, but he doesn't seem like let's put it this way, I think that Jen Shahadi could handle herself around him. I don't think he would be a threat. Jen would like kick his ass. So that seems kind of weird in a way. It's like it's Andrew Tate or something. He honestly seems like really weak and like harmless. But he may have been preying on like young girls and stuff, which is the real issue. I don't think like hitting on Jen Shahadi should like necessarily be like sexual harassment. It's a good thing I don't understand how Susan Polgar didn't get involved in these lawsuits. I mean, she's so attractive. I mean, it's hard to believe like it doesn't happen all the time. All right. A lot going on. That's the impression that you get, right? But you're buying into the kind of, I don't know, man. I'd like to see some SAT results. Or, some kind of like, I don't know, dude. Feels like you're buying into her, man. Yeah. You better be kidding. Sort of an early influencer. What is Camel Culture doing? Holy shit. This is the best French ever in the history of chess for black, right? Am I lost yet? Opportunistic tactics. That's the specialty of the house. Yeah, you're gonna pay the price now, buddy. That's right, you take that pawn. Bob, you're close to getting voided again. You're gonna need some new friends at Twitch. Yeah, how did you get... No, seriously, how did you get your like bans removed or whatever? I must have like timed you out like hundreds of times and it says 0. That's your old account? Where am I gonna put my king, by the way? This account wasn't banned? How is that possible? How do you have any account that hasn't been banned? It's literally like impossible. So I need to find a way to get coordinated here. Camel Culture is like a Blitz cheapo artist. Another lost position, trying to win on time. Shaki's going to be complaining for sure. Did Shaki leave the tournament? Shaki has left the building. Let's just, chill. Shaki was like, Camel Culture flagged me with a lost position. Yeah, I mean, that's why 5-0, 10-0 is sort of stupid. The original account was permanent banned by Twitch. That's crazy, dude. You serious? You impersonating Danny Wrench is like a bannable offense? What do they like pay for like special treatment or something? There's another totally random guy, by the way. Like, he was a totally random guy who just happened to be like friends with this guy who had some money to buy chess.com. Connections. I don't know, man. Alright, let's do this. Where's the win? Be the ball. Can I castle queenside? I guess not. So I see your plan. I see you a plan and raise you one. Can I do that? Eventually I'm gonna blunder. I haven't made enough blunders today. I'll see you a plan and raise you one. Danny Wrench was like a whiny little baby. Alright. I can take this? There's a problem? Damn it. Thank God. I thought you had Queen H3 there. Thank God like Chemiculture just like plays the first move he sees. Otherwise I would be in some deep shit. What the fuck is that? Knight takes e6? Dude, this has to be mate. Check, 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 check. No mates. Oh my God. Wait a second here. I'm gonna investigate this further. Is like bishop c5 check something I want to think about? Or do we just take the rook? Take the rook and there's a check. Who cares? There's a check. Oh my God, there's a check. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Fuerster is like uncatchable now, and Aldisto's coming up. Aldist is on a streak. What was my last game? I drew with Schieberspieler. I've only played Asterbate twice and none of the other lower rated players. I guess that's normal. But honestly, in these kind of small arenas, there's not enough players, so usually it's pretty random. I mean, dude, I'm up 2 pieces. I really don't want to do that. Knight takes c8. Not gonna fall for that trick. Oh my God, it's perpetual check. That's so sick. You know, Ruslan got the exact same perpetual on me. That's so embarrassing. I believe he happens to have Queen H3. Such an idiot. Dude, you're such a cheapo artist. Unbelievable. Wow, that's just embarrassing. The guy's like a horrible cheapo artist. Very cheap. Very cheap. You should have resigned. Damn. Alistair's now tied with me. He should have resigned. It's an arena. Come on. It was hopeless. That was like totally hopeless. That's embarrassing. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Play too fast, get a lost position, and play for like cheap stalemates. Unbelievable. You said he's 27? 25 or something? You think he's 25? He's way too cheap to be 25. You see? I knew it. He doesn't have the maturity to try to play best moves yet. He's still focusing on speed. Alright. No. I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe it. Rook c8, knight takes f8, and rook c2, queen d7, check. I have to allow the perpetual. I just didn't bother to calculate beyond that. I was like, whatever, you know. A big boy. Yeah, you like them big. We're not going to do that here, Bob. You're not going to start looking for prey on my stream. Alright. This is a family-friendly. We got, what, 26 players. Schumacher didn't play. Everybody left, man. Everybody leaves. It's so lame. Why does everybody leave? Alright, that's it. Next time I'm going to have prizes. See, you can't have prizes because then you have cheaters. Cheetahs. I just need bigger boobs. That's the only way that I'm going to get more players in these tournaments. They are not really showing in this black t-shirt. Damn. More vodka and more boobs. I agree, Bob. No need to keep going with it. There was no need to keep going. That was enough. I definitely put on some weight. It's not good. But I'm gonna this summer, man. This summer I'm gonna change everything. Alright. Exercise, bro. Tom is not here. Thom. Netherlands. The Netherlands. He forfeited. Wow. I need one more of those. We're right behind Schieberspieler. That was my first forfeit victory, my only forfeit victory. I don't want to play Schieberspieler. Go Saeeds. Saeeds, hug him. Hug him for another 3 minutes. Keep hugging. Hold on. What I really want to see, camel culture, Schieberspieler, so that Schieberspieler can like be cheapoed into a perpetual after like a 9-minute game or something. That's close. Audisto is a wild card. He's suddenly got the streak starter at the end. What the heck? He has a way of... Oh, he's playing Chemiculture now. So that's big. The culture. That's definitely Wing Gambit. Look at the streak starter for Chemiculture. Whoa. Out of nowhere. And Aldisto racking up the 5s. I'm just struggling, man. I'm just struggling. Nothing. And what's up? Seriously, Uber driver just had to get in the car? No, I mean, usually Schieberspieler is the favorite. Oh shit. He's got more points now. He beat Saeed's. Running away with it. Where's my pairing, man? There's just no opponents. Everyone left. Is anyone left playing? 10 minutes left? Nobody? Stapvar again. Ruslan Bear. Chemiculture. Saeed's. Aldisto. There's only like Acerbate and Ruslan Bear. Flare. None of these players are still here. Tom, who just forfeited. Troll and a roll. Played 5 games, Goju. Schumacher, nobody's left. 10 minutes to go. And I can't catch up. I would need to like win 2 games back to back. I'm probably gonna like play freaking Schieber again. There's just no one else to play. Of course, it's like ridiculous. It's the last game. We only have 10 minutes left. Carol Khan. Carol Khan's. Carol Console Culture. Oh, new line, G6. Nice. Schieberspieler has been studying. Uh-oh, it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. Does this transpose? Easy game. Aren't you supposed to play Queen B6 there? Queen trades are welcome. Check Bishop D7. I don't know if I want to do that. He loves queen trades. I thought Queen B6 was the move, but Cheaper probably knows this stuff. What's he thinking about? Knight C6? For real? Anyway, congratulations, Schieberspieler. Oh, he's hugging me. He's stalling. I don't really want to trade light score bishops. Oh shit, I dropped my bishop, yeah. Right. I thought you were going to take the king there, to be honest. Uh-oh. What does it have to be 30 moves to be a draw to count? Is that the rule? 30 move draw rule. He's even offering to trade his good bishop. Amusing. This is too short to be a draw. 30 in the Swiss. Oh, okay. So does it count for points? No. Or does it? It does. I guess that answers that question. 12 in arena. 6 minutes left. Alisto still playing Camel Culture again. This Camel Culture didn't play very many games. He came a little bit late. Or a lot of bit late. He came pretty late, I guess. Camel Culture came too late to be, here's the last games. Step far again. That's a nice e4 pawn you have there. It's a mighty nice stonewall attack. That's a nice stonewall attack you got there. And that was that game. Perfect game. I made a mistake. Gashimov to Palov. Lebrun. So queen a5 check. You even know that? I thought it was like queen b6 or something. Different position, I guess. It's a different position. Resume. Oh, I have been overtaken by Alisto. Alisto always does this. He has some kind of amazing way of like racking up all these points at the end. What did he do now? He beat Camel Culture again? Camel Culture, you like trying to destroy me or what? Camel Culture, you're like a spoiler. You're ruining my night. Damn, he lost against Alisto. You made me third place, dude. It's all Camel Culture's fault. He lost to Alisto. Why no cheapo for the draw? It's the last game. Last game of tournament. Not clear this is going to count. There's only 4 minutes left. It doesn't really matter. I don't think this is going to affect the standings. Even if Alisto won somehow, he's actually never beaten Schieberspieler. No, we can't see all the. It's beyond the horizon there. 1, 2, 3.5. No, we can't see all the games. Maybe he has. I'm sure Schieberspieler keeps track if he's lost to Alisto or not. There's a win visible. Oh, there is, yeah. Thanks. I'm alright, man. I'll be alright. Yeah, that's a green one there. Duh. Thanks for pointing that rather obvious fact out that I missed. Alright. Big boobs aren't enough to take down silver. Only bronze. Shame on you guys for body shaming. F4. Okay, we're out of time. 2 minutes. Schieberspieler can just like stall now. A visible win there. Oof. E5's coming. He's smelling blood. Schieber's going for the. He's going for the win and the big point total. Oh, there's actually more games. Whoa. That's a nice night you've got there on E3. Saeed's had an impressive performance today. But this game is clearly not gonna count unless they draw. No, I just miss you, Bob. You really should subscribe and donate. Support the stream, guys. We have no donations this week. Seriously, what's going on? We have no donations this week? Where's my, like, bits and shit? Come back to chat. Can I get rid of that now? Unpin. Unpin this message. Hello? Unable to update. Something went wrong. I'm trying to unpin the message, but it won't let me. Pinned by Mr. Coffee. Okay, unpin. After 0 minutes. Unpin this message. Something unable to update. Okay. Screw you then. Time is over. It did work. Gift a subscription. Cheer your way to the top. It's Tuesday, we've got no bits, nothing. Bob really needs to subscribe. Find a sugar mama and subscribe to my stream. Or sugar baby. Sugar boy. Bob swings both ways. Nothing wrong with that, Bob. We don't judge anyone here. You had to be very sneaky today. You didn't have to. I wish you hadn't. So Sheba Spieler, wow. Look at those performance ratings. Sheba Spieler, Berserk rate 87. And 2470 performance, 15 games. Aldisto, silver medal, 17 games played, Berserk rate 100%. And then I was like playing more carefully. I had the highest performance rating, but only 10 points less than Schieberspieler. Too much lack of arena play on my part. I'm totally out of arena practice. So I'm a regular sloth. Not enough berserking. Camel culture started too late to be a factor. Just a spoiler to make me third place. Thanks for that, camel culture. Play more berserks. I had quite a few, almost half, but then we got camel culture. Saeed's in fourth place. Good result. He's still playing, but that game won't count. It's camel culture versus Saeed's. The tournament is over, dudes. And that's it, man. So guys, thanks for playing. Thanks for Bob joining us and not doing anything to get banned for a change. I would like to ask everybody to please subscribe and support the stream. If not tonight, then at a later date. And otherwise, keep playing in these tournaments. I do think, Schieberspieler, nice to see you back here after a while. I hope you'll be streaming as well sometimes. Hope all is well with you. And good to see some of the people who haven't been around lately. The arenas are a little more fun, so maybe I'll do these more often. Yeah, let's go reward ourselves with a nice glass of vodka. Anyway, guys, have a great night. I'm going to be back. Again, congratulations to Schieberspieler. Good job taking down the arena. Only losing one game today, and very solid performance. Aldisto, second, came back very strongly at the end, sneaked past me. And third place, at least I'm on the podium. So I'm not that bad for out of practice Blitz player. I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Mr. Coffee, everybody. Have a great night. Bye-bye.